Yes, I am in my pajamas. No, I am not changing out of them. So, the sun disappears at 4:30, and with it, your will to live. And look, I get it. I've been in this robe since the sun went down. But here's what I want you to know. The season isn't here to ruin you. It's here to pull you in, to sharpen your intuition, and hand you the kind of magic you can only get in the night.
In the dark.
So grab a blanket, light a candle, grab your weird little soul, and let's hang out. Oh, I blew out my candle.
You're the weirdos, mister.
Hello, my beautiful misfits, and welcome back home. My name is Sarah. I am on a mission to live my weirdest, most magical life, and I'm taking you all with me. And today we are intentionally diving into the shadows. And we're going to talk about a few ways that you can fully embrace the dark half of the year. Not just survive it, not just tolerate it, but thrive and find the magic that inherently exists in it. We all know the earth cycles through the seasons. Spring is the growing time. Summer is bright and hot and active and loud. Autumn is a slowing down. It gets cooler and things change. And winter, everything's dark and dead and cold. And even if you live in a place that doesn't necessarily get that type of winter, winter has an intent. Winter has a purpose. Every season has a purpose. No matter where you are in the world, there is a time of year when things go to sleep, when the plants let go of their leaves and rest, when the animals sleep for a long period of time, when things just become calmer and quiet. And unfortunately, I feel like so many of us humans have become so disconnected from nature that we forget that we're meant to go through these cycles as well. I like to think of the seasons of the year as a typical 24-hour day. In the spring, you're waking up, it's the morning time, you're stretching, you're moving your body, you're getting ready for the day, maybe you're making a to-do list, maybe you're checking your planner, you're exercising, you're moving your body. It's the waking up process, the getting ready process. We're planting seeds just as nature is just starting to sprout from the ground. The animals are stirring and coming out of their dens, and everything is beginning to wake up, and everything is getting ready to happen. And in the summertime, that's the bulk of your day. That's when you're working. That's the productive time. That's the doing time. It's when everything is growing and vibrant and alive and loud, and we're active and we're going places and we're traveling. And even at night, we're still wide awake. The days are long, and even when the sun does go down, it's warm outside and the energy is high. And in the autumn, it begins to slow down again. We refocus, we reconnect, we start to pull from the things we've been working on. And that's sort of the early evening. You're coming home from work, you're picking up your kids from school, you're checking in with one another, you're making dinner, maybe you're looking over how the day went, tidying up a little bit after a day of activity. It's taking stock. You're putting aside work for the day, and it's a gathering time. It's a harvesting time, it's a preparing time. And in the winter, it's sleepy time. That's essentially going to bed. And right now we're in that sort of strange in-between where the day is done and we've had our dinner, we've pushed the day aside, and now we're preparing for bed. We're preparing for the long winter's nap, as the proverbial poem says. But this part is important. This part of the day matters. Brushing your teeth, maybe it's sitting down with a cup of tea to read a book, putting on some cozy pajamas, listening to some beautiful music, relaxing in the quiet to prepare your body for sleep. And if we miss out on this time, we miss out on that vital rest that our bodies truly do need. You know, historically, this is when the world slowed down. This stories got deeper. People finally had time to deal with their existential dread and whatever crazy day they just had. Spiritually, this is when the quiet part gets really loud. When ghosts begin to wander, your intuition perks up. Nerdily, this is when we all secretly want to live in the haunted mansion. So here's a few tips that I have to help you really dive into this year and make this often difficult time absolutely worth it. I'm sorry, my voice is a little weird because I'm getting a little bit sick. Number 1, play in the shadows intentionally. Remember when you were a kid and you would wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom or go get a cup of water or whatever, and you'd have to navigate your way through the house in the dark. And even though you knew there wasn't really anything there, you imagined there was. And it was scary and exciting. And my suggestion is to do that on purpose. The sun goes down at 4:30. What if you just decided to go all in and turn off all the lights and just live in the dark and see what happens? I love doing this sometimes, and honestly, I feel like it's a really good way to connect with my ancestors who, electricity hasn't been around for very long. So in the wintertime, when it got dark, and there was nothing they could really do about it except light a few candles. And it's very likely that they weren't lighting every candle in the house because they had to make sure those candles would last. And this is especially something I like to do on the winter solstice, on the longest night of the year. I turn off all the lights and I just live in the dark and intentionally try to experience it fully. And what's really cool about when you're in the dark is that all of your senses heighten and your imagination can start to run away with you. Which can be scary or really, really fun. I love freaking myself out, don't you? But it's a fascinating experiment to see what comes out when everything else goes off. Give it a try. Number 2, ghost stories. Who doesn't love a good ghost story? Well, I'm sure some people do, but I don't know any. This is the storytelling season. Traditionally, December and the holiday season was a perfect time for ghost stories. It was part of the celebration. It's winter time. The wind is howling outside. It's dark. It's cold. It's dreary. The trees look like crooked skeletons against the white sky. It is the absolute perfect setting for a ghostly tale. For gathering with your friends like the Goonies in the attic, telling stories of long dead pirates. To crack open your old childhood copy of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Freak out your friends. In the past, winter was a very scary time and often brought with it a lot of death. And telling ghost stories was not only a way to connect with the darkness, but to also sort of make friends and become more comfortable with a very real fear that they had and that they existed with every day. So I would invite you to go there, make up your own ghost stories, or just grab a good book and cozy up in a corner and, again, freak yourself out. I like being scared, okay? Can you tell? And the beautiful thing about storytelling is that it provides the perfect opportunity to gather together with people. And if you're someone who's not really into the idea of getting all dressed up and going to a big crazy holiday party, like me, there was a time when I was, but at this time of my life, I just don't have the energy for anymore. Then gathering together for like cozy pajama spooky story time with friends just sounds absolutely amazing, right? Also, dive into winter folklore. I have gotten so into winter folklore in the past couple of years. I am a big fan of Krampus. I love I'm not saying this right, the Mari Lud, the ghost horse. Gryla and her Yule lads. Take some time to learn about the winter folklore and all the spooky spirits and creatures and monsters that stalk this time of year. Learn about the wild hunt. And if you honor the ancestors, place out an offering for them in the dark at night and put a candle in your window to help guide their way home. Number 3, nourish your body like a hobbit. I know typically this time of year, especially in more modern times, when we think of the holidays, when we think of winter, we also think of sweets, cakes and fudge and Christmas cookies and candy canes and hot chocolate. And while all of that is absolutely wonderful and I love it, God dang it if I can't put away a plate of peanut butter drops. But the truth is, that's not what our bodies need right now. This is the This is cold and flu season. I've got a cold right now. Our bodies need nourishment, and winter foods are probably my favorite seasonal foods. Think root vegetables, cabbages, onions, garlic, ginger, potatoes. All of these things that are abundant this time of year. They're usually the last part of the harvest, and it's what we have to get us, and they last through the winter. These foods have the nutrients that our bodies need to not only feel full, but they also help us feel grounded at a time when our minds can feel wandered and we can feel sort of untethered when there's not a lot going on, when we don't have those typical activity anchors keeping us present. These foods that come from the earth can literally ground us and help us to be more present. And they're also absolutely delicious. Soups, stews, roasts. I'm getting really good at pot roast, by the way. Warm breads, cozy teas. Cooking with not only the foods of the season, but the spices of the season. There's a reason why so many things around this time of year have cinnamon and ginger and nutmeg and cloves. These are warming spices. They don't just taste good and smell great. They actually have warming properties which can help warm us from the inside during these colder months. So find some recipes that work for you. Find some recipes that work for you, or try a new recipe that you never would have thought of. When our bodies are nourished and fed, we feel better, and it can make this dark time of the year much easier to get through when we feel grounded, we feel full, and we feel warm on the inside. Number 4, we have managing the mental fog with cozy side quests. This season can be foggy. And especially when we're spending more time inside, we get really antsy and anxious, and a really good way to help keep your mind sharp and keep yourself active in a way that doesn't feel like you're pushing or forcing yourself past your energy limits is to do things that stimulate your mind. Reading, not just reading stories, but also like learning things. Pick a topic to learn through this winter time. Break out a puzzle. When I was growing up, wintertime was always a time for a puzzle. We always had a family puzzle out on the coffee table that would just live there. And every day, anytime someone had a moment, they could sit down before school, before work, in the evening, and just work on the puzzle a little bit. Have a puzzle that just lives in your house that you work on from time to time. Get into crosswords. Maybe pull out your junk drawer and sit on the floor and organize it like a little Christmas elf being sneaky in the night, doing good deeds for the residents of the home. Perhaps this would be a good time to finally sort through all of your old family photos. I've got a box in the basement that I would love to go through and organize and put into some photo albums. This is the perfect time to do that, and it's easy enough on my brain that it doesn't feel stressful, but it's also keeping my mind active, and I get to look at really cute pictures. Number 5, get creative. Just like crossword puzzles and just like puzzles and organizing your junk drawer. Yay! And staying up to date on your TBR. The dark half of the year is a perfect time to get crafty and get creative. I am personally making my children's gifts this year. But whether it's crafting decorations for your home, whether it's making a gift for someone, or just futzing around with some clay or some watercolors, this is a wonderful time to sit down and get crafty and get weird with it. Maybe you decide you're gonna remake your old dollhouse into a giant haunted mansion. Maybe you get overly ambitious and attempt to knit the 4th Doctor's mega scarf. Whatever you choose, let it be fun. Let it be just for you. Don't do it to make money. Don't do it for clout. Don't do it for the internet. Do it for yourself. As humans, we are natural creators, builders, crafters. Allow that part of you to thrive in this time of year, and you just might thrive yourself. 6, nesting. Creating a home. Make your space magical. You're gonna be spending a lot more time with it. Or, you know, if you work all day or you're in school all day and you're driving home in the dark, you want to come home to a beautiful, safe place. You want a soft place to land. So make it so. Take some time and pull out all the pillows, take the blankets out of the trunk, out of the closet, and just have them around. Maybe this is a good time to clean and organize. I have been decluttering and organizing my butt off because I personally don't want to spend the next 3 months in whatever's happening in my house currently. I don't want to cozy up while the pile of old mail is staring me in the face every day. Make your space wonderful. Make it a place you want to return home to at the end of the day. Wake up in the morning and light a candle just because. Our homes should be our safe space. They should be our sanctuary. And especially when we're here and we're spending so much more time in it and your cat is going crazy, let it be a place you want to be in. Put up your favorite artwork. Put up things that remind you of your favorite movies, your favorite shows, your favorite people. Family photos, beautiful artwork that means something to you. I'm actually going to be having a video coming up where I finally just put up all of my artwork. We have stacks of it just sitting in closets and corners, and it needs. And finally, shadow work. I know, ew. For those of you who might be unfamiliar with what shadow work is basically looking at all the messed up parts of yourself. Yeah. And this can be a really scary concept for a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be. See, winter is a time when we are in the dark. When everything else is quiet, when everything else is still, our mind gets really active and it can go to some dark places, which is why we end up with things like seasonal depression, among other reasons. That is not to negate actual circumstance. But instead of fighting our shadows, this is a great time to make friends with them, like a handsome, morally gray character, befriending our inner Krampus. So pull out some tarot cards, journal by candlelight, and ask yourself, what part of the hero's journey am I in right now? Shadow work doesn't have to be doom and gloom. It can just be sitting with yourself and having a real and honest conversation. And truly, I believe that this is one of the biggest parts that this time of year is for. Just when I spoke about the 24-hour day analogy, when we sleep, that's when we process the entire day. Our dreams are a way of processing what happened through that day. We process thoughts and feelings that we didn't get a chance to address while we were in our active mode. The winter is no different. The dark half of the year is no different. This is the time when our bodies and our minds begin to process the year we've just experienced. And if we don't take the time to reflect and look inside and actually examine what we went through, then we're gonna come to the springtime exactly the same as we left. Then when the spring comes and it's time to plan and it's time to plant our seeds, we're gonna feel lost and confused and we won't have anything new to develop. And just to throw another analogy, just like nature and the trees are pulling all their energy down into their roots, the seeds are germinating under the soil. There are fireflies and cicadas and bees and all kinds of creatures living under the ground, but they're not just lying dormant. There is activity happening in there. There is life happening in there, but it's quiet and it's internal, so that when the spring comes again, they can shoot up and rise up even stronger than they did the year before. And we need to pull our energy inward as well, so that when the spring comes, we can rise up even stronger than we did before. And my little bonus tip to thrive during the dark half of the year, just rest. Just rest. You have done so much this year. We cannot ignore the fact that this has been an incredibly difficult year, and we have... Y'all, I'm so tired. Oh, I gotta stretch my legs out. Okay. Pull you a little closer. Just rest. If that's all you do, then you're doing great. Get extra sleep. Take it easy on yourself. When I hear people say the busy holiday season, I just want to just want to be like Robin slapping Batman. This is the time to rest. We've all gone through so much fear and chaos and uncertainty. Some of us going through unimaginable things. And I can't imagine that there is one person out there who is just not exhausted from this year. Hey, come here. Stop it. My cat is licking salt off pretzels on the table, if you hear that sound. And it's important to honor that. We have to honor what we've been through, and we deserve a break. We deserve to hibernate. We deserve to curl up in a blanket and shut out the world sometimes. And that's okay. So when the sun goes down at 4:30 and you want to immediately put your pajamas on and wrap yourself in bed, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go to bed at 7 o'clock, do it. If that's what your body is feeling and if that's what you need, then that's what you should do. Winter is so much about tending to what we need. And the number one thing we need this time of year is rest. And I hope that this video was restful for you. I know even in the content creation world this time of year, we're seeing a lot of videos of people doing just like crazy Christmas decorations and vlogmas and just activities and activities and activities. And if that's not where you're at, then I hope this video was a cozy little break for you. Smeagol, stop! So that's how we, the weirdos, the nerds, the cozy little goblins, can intentionally embrace the dark half of the year. Not by resisting it, but by letting it transform us, inspire us, and to give us permission to slow down and explore our inner worlds. So if you have your own dark season rituals, spooky side quests, or geeky comforts, drop them in the comments below so that I can steal them. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. The sun's coming up. And good morning. Let life be magical, because it is. So stay weird, stay warm, and maybe we can get together for a ghost story sometime. Okay, bye.